Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 3 of the Solana dashboard series. Today, we're going to dive into how you can calculate the total number of traders on your platform. So let's take a look. We're going to do this in several ways. First, I'm going to show you how we can do it using a curated table called Solana Trades. Then I'm going to show you how you can do it using just decoded tables. And finally, if you don't have an IDL for a program, I'm going to show you how you can do it using raw instruction data. All right, let's jump in. So for this case, Pump Fund has their data decoded in the Solana DEX trades table. If you are a trading platform and you don't have your protocol in this spell, I reach out to help you get it added. You can see we got about 7 here. So we got most of the major ones. In this case, really all we have to do is taking this table, and let's go ahead and grab it and take a look at what kind of data we can get. There we go. So a lot of really good data we can isolate by. We can isolate by blockchain, which project, by the pairs being traded. So in this case, really all we want to do is we're trying to isolate the traders on Pump Fund. So we're going to say the project is equal to Pump Fund here. That'll isolate only trades for that project. And if we take a group by here, so we're only interested in information by week, and then I'm labeling it by the platform, and then I'm counting the distinct traders, and then I'm also counting the distinct transaction IDs. So that way we can look at the distinct trades that have occurred. All right, so that's case one. That's best case scenario. That means your protocol is on this DEX trades table, but what if it's not? Well, the next case scenario, in this one, we'll take a look at Moonshot. They do have an IDL, they do have it decoded, but it's not added to the curated data, but we can still make our own table. So we can take this decoded data, and we can see all the instructions is nicely laid out. We can see we have the buy function, sell, and in this case, so I'm trying to gather all the trades. So I'm gonna take a union of all the buys that were performed on that platform and all the sells that were performed. And all I really care about is at what time did that transaction occur, who was the signer of it, and what was the transaction ID. So here I'm combining both buys and sells, and then I'm taking this table, I'm creating a CTE, and I'm doing the same thing I did above, where I'm grouping by the week, I'm labeling the platform, and then I'm counting the unique signers and the transaction IDs. And that gives us total number of traders, total number of trades. All right, these two are relatively easy, best case scenarios. But hey, sometimes you run into a case where there's no IDL, there's no information on this, and you need to start decoding the raw data. This is where we can use the Solana.instruction calls. And just like in the previous videos, what we need to do is isolate it by the program that's making this instruction call. And here I was able to find, again, by submitting a transaction on the platform and then looking at the transaction, I was able to find this make now is the protocol here that I'm looking at, make meme now, I think it's called. And I was able to find the outer executing account here. And then what we need to do is just kind of isolate the buy transactions and the sell, just like we did with Moonshot. And to do that, I'm going to decode some of the raw instruction data using this byte array substring. And let me jump to Solscan to hopefully this will make a little bit more sense. So here we have an instruction for the make meme now program, and it's instructing a buy. And to get this from raw data, you can kind of click this here, it gives you the raw. We can see this is the raw instruction data. And what's important to know here is that the first 8 bytes are going to be the instruction discriminator that indicate that this is a buy. So we want to grab that. If you're coming from EVM, this is very similar to grabbing, let's say, the function input or function call. You can think of it as the exact same way. So I'm using this byte array substring, grab all that data, but just grab the first 8 bytes. When I say 8 bytes, that's the first 16 hexadecimal characters here. So you'll see why that's 16 characters here. All right, so we did that on this top one. We found that this was the discriminator for buy. And then submitting a sell transaction, I was able to look at the data and determine that this was the discriminator for sell. So if we isolate by those, we're able to grab all instruction calls that include all buys, all sells, and then, hey, we're going to repeat the same thing we did on the above two. We're going to group by the week. We're going to count the transaction signers. We're going to count the transaction ID number. All right. And if we put all that together, we get a really nice weekly table of the total number of traders by week for each protocol. All right, guys. Next session, we are going to walk through volume. Yeah, and I think we're going to use a lot of the similar stuff we just walked through today, but this will kind of be tackling USD values, and total volumes. We'll be adding in pricing, we'll be adding in decimals, a lot of new stuff that we'll be working on aggregating together. All right, guys, I'll see you next time.